This is not meant for children. I did from Quarter for Kappa. This is the first time seeing my channel use review cartoon series, anime series. So what's up, big computer random, and today will be part 2 or season 2 or what you want to call of Seven Seeds. Now the first season of Seven Seeds, I have to tell you, was terrible. I mean, was bad editing, bad animation, character feels so just unlikable to the point that you just want to turn off. But ironically, season 2 actually fixed all the problems. The animation, the character development, the things you despise, they're not there anymore. They're actually well thought of and actually improved on 100%. You actually make you care about the characters, especially the characters, because all the characters you kind of dislike, you didn't make sense. And believe me, there are a lot of moments of season 1 did not make sense. Character died for not using common sense. In For example, there's a girl who died dancing to keep up with someone else, but at the same time that didn't make sense. I mean, he was really dying. You just should have think about yourself more, trying to save the other one because you were doing okay, and she died for no apparent reason. Of course, they do explain it, but it still doesn't make at least sense enough or clear enough to make sense for the character. There's another scene, another character trying to rape another character, and once more you use rape. That's kind of hard to do, especially it could be very distasteful if you don't know what you're doing. And that sort of what happened on season 1. You give it sort of bad taste in your mouth because you're supposed to dislike a character and trying to redeem him on season 2, and me might tell you they do sort of redeem him. He's trying to explain why he did it. He doesn't know why. I felt almost they attempted to make a shock value, or at least push the story a certain way that it's still sort of off. I mean, it didn't make sense even at that point. What's more, that's the main problem of season 1. Season 2, they still stuck at the guns and leave that, yeah, that happened. And this character trying to figure out what he did wrong and improve about himself. And that is still interesting. I mean, the first season always leave that one interesting aspect. How Summer, part A, Team A, the other half, Team B, was divided of two different types. One was trained and suffered to become the 7 elite to survive and see the future. The other team members, the other 7 or whatever group we have, Team B, is all the dropouts, so people who did not fit of the society, and they mix them up together to see what happens. And you see this sort of experiment how each character interact, especially when you see the 7 elite, how perfect they are, but at the same time they can trust, they can move on. You can see all the training really doesn't really matter because mentally they're broken. It's kind of hard for them to interact with people or survive, even getting flashbacks of the training, how horrible they actually were. Contrast how the people who are outcast, the dropouts, the losers, were more creative, more free, more idealistic. The ideas they need to do to figure out the scenario. Of course, they weren't perfect. They have flaws like awareness. They're actually a danger. You see, the people who are trained, they're always aware of danger. That is sort of interesting. I'd like to see how they sort of communicate with each other, sort of understand what is the proper way or right way to do something. That always fascinated me of this series. Of course, it's kind of sad it lasted this long to be actually any good. Besides that, I love the ideas what happened of the main character who attempted rape. He didn't know what to do. He was super lost. He felt he was not sure he was wrong, not right. He was so completely broken, realized it's still his fault. Whatever he made, he cannot turn it around. And that was interesting. Also, I love it what happened to the very end. They're sort of kind of stuck in what was it called, a ship. And this ship was sort of like a bomb. In the last few episodes, they're trying to get out. And there's this algae become alive, trying to kill them. Or ironically, will awaken because one of the females were their period, and that blood awakened them and trying to kill everybody. At the same time, they're trying to stop a bomb, and the bomb stopped because of the algae ate it because it didn't need food, it moved. And all this weird stuff was super interesting. Even not since season 1. Season 2 is completely worth it. It's just so Makes sense. Where was this? I mean, I wanted this to be this interesting on season one. Season one was a wreck. This one proved how interesting, how well thought up it actually really was. It sadly took this too long to be any good. If they had a season 3, I'd probably watch it because now I'm completely fascinated and I want more. But I know how bad taste it was season 1. We probably would not get season 3. Of course, season 2 is not completely perfect and improved. They has some plot holes not yet figured out. For example, nobody knows who the Reaper is, and you know who it is, but he's still out there. It's a plot hole not yet explained. You also detect the assassination of multiple characters, not yet figured out. Another plot hole you have to figure it out. I mean, you have a lot of stuff left over for season 3, but at the same time, I'm 100% sure we're not getting season 3. So I hope if we do just to end that, at least give us one more season just to clarify and finish the series just for once. I mean, you attempted us something interesting. And I hope they give enough to give one more season. Just one more just to finish the series. That's all I ask. Besides that, I got nothing else to say. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I have a wonderful day. Bye.